Hello, everyone. I'm Matt Clark, research analyst with Money Markets, here with your weekly marijuana market update. Now, I do want to make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. Get notified every time we post a new video. We've also just launched our new membership program here on YouTube. It gives you exclusive access to even more cannabis market content. It includes new videos, interviews with cannabis insiders, a monthly live chat with me, which we've actually already held and went very, very well, and blog posts about movements in the cannabis market. So just click join down below on our channel's homepage, find out how you can be a part of this great new community. Now, today, I'm going to talk about a few things. One, I'm going to answer a reader email about a sector of the cannabis market that they were very interested in. I'm going to get to that. And then we'll provide an update on our new Money Markets Cannabis Index. But I'm going to start with the reader email. Maureen emailed me and asked, Matt, what are your thoughts about the psychedelic trend? If you could, name a few stocks that look promising. Thank you. Well, thank you for the email, Maureen. I do appreciate that, and I'm more than happy to address your question. Also, look out for an email from my team, as we're going to send you a Money in Markets hat. I'm going to talk more about that in just a bit, but let me get into psychedelics. The psychedelic market of the cannabis sector is very small. There's not a lot of companies involved in it here. Most of them are biotech, biopharma, or pharma companies, but there's a very, very small sliver of companies in this space, and the companies focus on developing the use of, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, I believe it's psilocybin, which is an ingredient in what's commonly referred to as magic mushrooms. This was bigger in the 70s when you talk about shrooms and things like that. Well, they've been able to pull out some of the key ingredients of that and start developing drugs that use this psychedelic, if you will, to help address certain ailments. I'll get to that in a sec. Oregon actually became the first state to legalize psilocybin in November of 2020. But prior to that, there was actually some proof for strong support of the use of psychedelics for medical purposes. A 2017 study actually by YouGov found that 31% of adults would support legalizing psychedelics in some cases of medical use. More than 70% of those surveyed did support legalizing psychedelics in some form or fashion for medical use. So there was strong overriding support for the use of psychedelics for medical purposes. The prevailing research suggests that psychedelics can be used to treat depression, other mental disorders. DataBridge market research found the psychedelic market could reach $6.8 billion by 2027. Right now, to put it in perspective, it's only around $2 billion. So that's a pretty exponential jump in just a short amount of time. The market could grow with a compound annual growth rate, or CAGR, of about 16.3%, which is strong and actually stronger than even the cannabis market. So there is some potential here. And what it suggests is there is support to legalize in the US, and that legalization could come with strong growth in this specific sector. I like the idea. I really do. I'm a little wary, though, that only 1 of 50 states have actually legalized this. I think more tests have to be done to prove potency and to prove accuracy before you see more states kind of jump on board here. Right now, the number of stocks in the sector, as I said, are pretty limited. I did find a few that could be worth a look here. The first one I'll share with you is Mind Medicine. It trades on the NASDAQ under MNMD. It's a biotech company that's currently working on LSD experimental therapy for opioid withdrawal and also for pain treatment. The company's targeting depression, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and also just broad-based drug and opioid addiction. MNMD's stock has had a nice run. It reached a 52-week high back in April, but it's pared some of those gains back, and right now it's trading just above the $3 range, which could be a good entry point here. If you look at kind of how it's trading sideways, that $3 range doesn't look to be too bad, especially if you're forecasting some potential gains here. Now, another with strong potential is Cyben Incorporated. This one trades over the market, over the counter rather, and the ticker symbol is CLX. It's a Canadian pharmaceutical company that's developing psychedelic medicines to treat depression, anxiety, and also drug addiction. It has a stronger stock chart than MNMD. And since April, it's jumped from on $1 a share to $3.19 as of this recording today. Its trading volume has also been stronger of late. More investors are getting into the stock, and it looks to be moving to new highs. I think there's some potential here with either one of these stocks, but these companies are still in phase 2 of their drug testing trials, and the psychedelic industry is far from being widely accepted as much as cannabis is. It's still a very early market, so you've got to exercise some due diligence here before you decide to invest. That said, if you wanted to get in on the ground floor, and I do mean the ground floor, these companies are an inexpensive way to do it. There could be some potentially explosive market gains here because no one is paying attention. And if you've heard Adam O'Dell and myself and Charles Sizemore, we always recommend that you want to look for gains where no one else is looking. And this is one of those instances. And there are some stocks here that do show some strong momentum. And we also buy into the buy high, sell higher principle. And there are stocks that are meeting that. So all in all, I think there is a lot of potential here in the psychedelic market, and I think there could be some potentials for gains. When those gains are realized, however, I don't think it's going to be immediate. I think you're going to be looking at a year, 2 years, maybe even 3 years down the road before, if you were to buy into a company like Cyben or Mindman Medicine, that it would be 2 or 3 years before you actually saw some recognizable strong gains here. That doesn't mean that it's bad, and it doesn't mean you shouldn't get in now. In fact, I think if you wanted to and you really want to look at psychedelics as a potential investment, that now would be a really good time to do it because it's very, very early. Maureen, thank you very much for your email. You are going to receive a Money and Markets hat for submitting a question to feedback@moneyandmarkets.com. You too can get some Money and Markets swag by submitting a question for me, for Adam O'Dell, for Charles Sizemore. And if we use it in any of our videos, you are going to get some swag sent to you. So send those emails to feedback@moneyandmarkets.com. Also, you can send me a video question or even a video testimonial. Maybe you're following some of our recommendations and you've had some good gains and some good experience. We'd love to hear about that and would love to use that. And if we do, some cool Money and Market swag and gear will be headed your way. Just email any of that to feedback@moneyandmarkets.com, whether that's just a question or you want to send a video to us. Would love to use it and see it and see how you guys are doing. And it'd be great. And we will send you some gear as thanks for sending that our way. Now I want to talk about the Money and Markets Cannabis Index. The index does track cannabis companies with market caps of over $10 million. There are 225 companies that meet the criteria of market capitalization, and they're also listed on major U.S. exchanges or over the counter. I'm going to reconstitute this periodically. I consider it reconstituting it weekly, and I thought that really doesn't matter a whole lot. So I'm going to reconstitute it periodically, maybe monthly or quarterly, rather than try to do it every week and provide a more accurate representation of what this index is. Now, since last week, the index has dropped a couple of points, but it is holding steady, indicating there is still some support for the cannabis market. And what the index does here is it gives you as a cannabis investor a different look at how the broader cannabis market is performing from one day to the next. I'm going to update the index and let you know its performance each and every week here on the Marijuana Market Update. So make sure you tune in for that so you can get a broader picture, a broader look at the cannabis market picture. Again, if you do have a question about a cannabis stock or the market, email me feedback@moneyandmarkets.com right down there. You can also comment below. We'll take that as well. You can send us a question or a video of your question or testimonial, and we use it. You're going to get some free Money and Market swag headed your way. So do that. Get that to us as soon as you can. Finally, I encourage you to join our membership program here on YouTube. I provide weekly updates about stocks on our watch list, along with exclusive videos, including interviews with cannabis insiders. I did have a reader recently ask me about High Tide, which is one of our cannabis watch list stocks. He asked me why I haven't talked about it. He actually said I could run, but I couldn't hide. I hadn't responded yet, but the main reason is because, well, I talk about it every week on our membership community. So if you want to learn more about my thoughts on High Tide and other stocks on our watch list and broader cannabis-related news and information, join our YouTube channel exclusive community. Just click the join button down below and find out how you can hear much, much more. I've got blog posts about cannabis investing news and much more. We did have our first live chat on YouTube with me. Loved it. It was great. I had a lot of great interaction from around the globe. I had people from Asia, from the Mediterranean. It was great. Loved it. We're going to do more of those. So I want to encourage you to watch out for the next time we have that plan. Also, I unveiled another tool you can use as a starting off point to help you in the right direction for cannabis stock investments. Join today and you can find out about that new tool and how you can get access to it. Just click join on our YouTube page and find out what you can get by joining. Follow me on Twitter. I do have more insights, not just to the broader market, but to cannabis as well. You can find me on Twitter @InvestWithMattC. That's @InvestWithMattC on Twitter. Follow me. I try to follow you back. and get a nice community growing of those who are interested, not just the cannabis market, but the broader market in general. Coming up this week, we got much more. We got the Bull and the Bear podcast, Investing with Charles, so much more. So check it out all here on YouTube. Check out moneymarkets.com each and every day. We have content that provides you safe, sound, smart, and simple profitable investment information from all of us. Our entire team works very hard each and every day to provide that information for you. And you get an email. If you sign up for our free daily e-letter, you get all that information put to you in one email, sent to your email each and every day for free. So I'm Matt Clark, research analyst with Money Markets, your host of the weekly marijuana market update. Until next time, everyone, safe trading.